Hello there, welcome to Blink and Babe. Thanks a lot for choosing to watch this video. In this video, we will find out about how to set scheduler for your Tinxy device to turn on and off automatically on a particular time of the day. We are currently in our home screen of the Tinxy app, and as we see, I have two Tinxy devices here. One is named as the living room and other one as the pathway. Let's consider the living room, which is a 2-node Tinxy device. I am clicking on the kebab menu, which is the 3 dots on the right side of the living room text. Now we are presented with a list of options in which I am selecting the schedule option. I have already configured a couple of schedules for my LED bulbs, but we can add more. So I am clicking on add schedule button here. It takes us to the next screen, and here the first thing to note is the repeat option, which is disabled currently. So what this means is that you can create a scheduler which will execute only once, or you can enable the repeat option to repeat the schedule multiple times as well. I am creating a scheduler that will repeat itself. Next thing is the repeat days. You can choose on what days of the week you want this action to be performed. It can be all days, or you can choose specific days on which this action is to be performed. Most likely we will want the schedule to work on all days, but it can differ based upon the needs. So I choose all days, and you can choose as per your requirement. And good thing is that we can actually modify this scheduler later as well, or delete it when we no longer need it, so no issues. Then the time. Assuming it is a light and we want it to be turned on at 6 p.m. every day, so select 6 p.m. and click done. Next is the date. As we see, it is disabled because we have selected the repeat option, which is the first one on the list here. So if I disable the repeat option, it gives us the option to select a date on which the schedule will be executed just once. Like I said, I am creating this schedule for all days, so enabling the repeat again. Now we have the action. This is to switch on the equipment or to switch it off. Now this particular schedule is to switch on the light at 6 p.m. Similarly, we will need to create a new scheduler to switch off the light at a different time, which I will cover next. So for now, we will leave the action at switch on. And then the device. So this is a 2-node Tinxy device, and so we see two devices here, the tube light and the LED bulbs. I am creating the schedule for tube light, so leaving it as it is and clicking on OK. And the last step is to activate the scheduler using the enable option. So if you have the scheduler created and if you don't want this action to be performed immediately, you can simply disable it here. So unless and until you enable it, this schedule won't work. So we are all set, clicking on save and schedule. And now we see the new schedule is on the top here. Here is one more toggle on the right. It is the same as the enable toggle which we just saw. So you can disable a schedule from here as well. For example, if I disable the schedule which we just created, and if I go in, now we see that the last option is disabled. Now we can either enable it from here or from the previous screen, which will have the same effect. So navigating back and enabling the schedule. So yeah, it is enabled and ready to go now. If you want to delete it, you can click on the red delete icon on the top right. It will directly delete the schedule even if you have pressed it accidentally, in which case you have to recreate the schedule. Now we will create a new schedule to turn off the tube light at a specific time. You can also manually turn the light off or on from the physical switch at any time. So if you don't want the light to be turned off automatically at a given time, then you can skip this step. But to those who want the light to turn off automatically, let's create a new schedule by clicking on the add schedule button here. And basically it is the same steps. Enable repeat mode. Select repeat days, which can be again all days or any specific days. Next is the time. Choose a time to turn off the light, like 11 p.m. And the date is disabled since it is a repeat schedule. Next is the action. So this time we will select switch off and click OK. Next the device, which is the tube light. And finally the enable toggle, which we will leave as it is, and click on save and schedule. That's it. Our new schedule to turn off is displayed on top of the list here. Like I said before, we can edit the schedule or delete it or disable it at any time. Now going back to the home screen. When our schedule is kicked in, the toggle here to indicate the lights on or off status also gets updated immediately. We will still be able to on or off the devices from here as well, or even the physical switches also. So a lot of flexibility at our hands with this Tinxy device. And with that, we come to the end of this video. Hope this was useful and informational to you. Catch you in another video. Thank you. Bye bye.